Well, good evening. Tuesday evening. It's been a while. It's about, I think, 3 weeks or so since we had this equipment turned on, this cameras and switcher and everything. And I think we about got everything going. The stream started, then stopped, and we restarted. But glad you that joined us tonight. I think it has been at least 3 weeks. I think we've gone one time this year. And we're almost at the end of January. And cold day. It's been real chilly this Tuesday. Well, I got the finger stretcher out tonight down off the wall. Thought I'd pick the old 6120 Gretsch. The cold weather and the rain and the arthritis and all that goes together makes this guitar. I bought this guitar from a gentleman that was having trouble with arthritis and couldn't play it anymore. It's sad to say that I'm running into the same situation with these stiff fingers. It doesn't play like a little slim neck Fender. It's a whole lot more neck, and it takes a stretch to do it. Most of you know this guitar. I bought it last year, well, almost 2 years ago now, I guess, close to it, because I remember I took it to Colorado on tour not long after I bought it, and everybody wanted to hear that orange guitar every night. They'd want to play it, and I did. This is a Chet Atkins model, they would call it. This is the prototype for this guitar was built. It was a black one like this was built. I think it was in 1954 or 56 that it was built for Chet Atkins. The number on it's 6120. This one happens to be a 1995 model. And if you know anything about guitar picking, you know the name Doyle Dykes. Doyle Dykes became a friend many years ago. And this guitar belonged to Doyle Dykes' dad. He was affectionately known as Bubba Dykes. And I never heard him play. He died, I think, in 98 or 99. But he owned this, Doyle's daddy owned this guitar, and he was still alive when he decided to sell it. And it was sold at the Chet Atkins convention in Nashville, Tennessee in 1997. The reason I know all that, it's dated, and Doyle Dykes' signature is on the front here. Well, I acquired it from the gentleman that's had it since 1997. It's a long time. And boy, it's still, it's showroom condition. Just like it, you came off without the tags on it. except for this very little bit of wear right here. When you thumb and finger pick, you lay the palm of your hand right on that bridge, and that's the only wear. Well, let's quit gabbing and talk quick a little bit. Well, let's see if I can really stretch this one out right here. Looking for a city. Hey, I'll pick that from my bud down in around Charleston, South Carolina, Reginald Barnes. Reggie, we've known Reggie for a long time. We got a lot of friends down that area. Personal, what's the word for it? Anyway, we know some of the same people he does, but we haven't been down in the Charleston area for a long time. I hope we can get down there sometime this year. Reginald, love to see you, guy. He bought my Fender Telecaster, my white Nashville Telly. I got old Blackie over there that I've played, and I quit playing the white one, just over here collecting dust, and I thought somebody should be enjoying that great guitar. So, but hello to the rest of you. Jim Lowe, I saw where you said you'd be there watching. One of my buddies there, Jim Lowe over in North Carolina. We go back many years. I remember when he was, what's the old saying, knee high to a grasshopper? That's kind of a corny saying, but I remember when Jim was a little young, and his dad came by. Jim Lowe Sr. was driving down Burks Road where we lived in Forest Park, Georgia, when I was a teenager, and my daddy was out there in front of our bus or something, and Jim Lowe pulled up in a white Oldsmobile and said something to my dad about the bus, and I think they must have talked 3 or 4 hours in the driveway till about dark, and they became friends, dear friends, for many years. The Lowe family, and all of them. It goes on and on. But I think half the family's been in the music business for all their lives. So. I've got another. Somebody asked me, said, "Well, how many more mixers are you going to buy?" I finally just bit the bullet and bought the mixer that I was wanting to buy, and they got scarce. You couldn't find them. I guess they were on a ship out in the ocean. Nobody could get them. But when they did come in, I bought one. It has a lot of built-in features. But I went back to the old Lexicon not compressor, but effects reverb, effects and delay and reverb that I've used on my guitar for years, and it gives me the sound of the old Echoplex. There's like a repeat. That sound goes way back to the 70s. Let's see what I can pick here. I love this old song. It's old, old day. There's a lot of truth to this song right here. There's coming a day. What a day that will be. What a day that will be. It's going to be a day for sure. Well, let me look at my Facebook thing here and see if we happen to be on. Sometimes you never know when you punch stream if you're going to be on Facebook or not. But here to see what I can play. I haven't played. I've gone the longest stretch here for the last 2 or 3 weeks without playing that I have in 6 months, I guess. We've just been busy doing nothing. We've not been on the road. It's just been customary for the last 40 or 50 years of traveling, even back in the old windy days, that we just didn't do a lot in January, February. We come off the Christmas holidays, and everything's just kind of getting geared back up the first of the year. And the weather is the big thing. It seems like all the folks that we get to pick for is north of here. We don't go. We used to go to Florida in the summer, and a lot of groups still do, and do tours down there in January, February. But it's been a long time since we did that. But we just don't go to Ohio, Pennsylvania, and, Indiana, those places in January, February. I'm too old to slide in the snow. I break too easy. But we have a couple of dates that we normally do in January. We didn't do this, but we're fixing to kick back off on February the 14th. We'll be doing a Valentine's program. Won't be doing so much love song. They won't just a gospel concert and some picking for a Valentine's Day banquet in February the 14th. You know, so I think Valentine falls up every year about 14th February, somewhere around there. We'll be going for a play with them. And then some other things at Nashville, Tennessee on the 19th of March. And I don't know where else and what all in March, but April, we're looking forward to putting a tour together, be going out some. And it's going to be a good year, especially for an old codger like me. And I know one of my favorite old songs to play. sitting here as I was getting everything set up, thinking about this guitar. One of the reasons that maybe want this particular guitar, this Gretsch 6120, is I had a guitar like this when I was a teenager. I remember in 1967, and the reason I know it's 1967, you say, well, how do you remember that far back and the exact date? I remember the Chevrolet Camaro came out the first year in 1967. And as a guy I went to high school with at Forest Park High School, had a brand new 1967 Chevy Camaro. Boy, I thought he was a cool dude because he had that brand new car and still in high school. Well, not only that, he had a guitar exactly like this. This is the little thicker model. They make the 6120 in a couple of different ways. This is the original style right here. The thickness of the F holes are open on it. That's actually a hollow body guitar. But I had, after Carl Creekmore would come over to my house and we'd play, pick and jam, and we, you know. Do this stuff, yeah. But we'd sit and play for hours. And I wish I had a guitar like his. He had that. And about, I guess it was a year or two later, it must have been about 1968. It could have been late 66 when it was there. But I remember that 67 Camaro. But I got an orange Chet Atkins Gretsch like this. And it had the painted F holes, and it was a little bit thinner. And I played that guitar for on a lot of guitar sessions, and Mom and Dad picking. And it's a great guitar. About, I guess it must have been about maybe a month or so before I met Linda in 1968 that I traded that guitar in for a brand new Country Gentleman. It was a kind of cherry red dark color. Boy, that was, I thought I had made it to have a Chet Atkins, a Country Gentleman. And I played that even up until the start of the Wendy Bagwell days. And but ever since, I wish, you know, it's just like cars. I'd like to have all the cool cars that I've had in the past, the SS 454 Monte Carlos and the 440 Magnum Dodge Chargers and the GTOs, all these hot rods and things. I wish I had them today. I mean, wealthy, and even to get some of the guitars and stuff. But I wish I had never got rid of that guitar. And when this one came available, I said, well, this will take me back to my teen years. But anyway, lots going on since the 60s. Linda and I started dating in June. I mean, wasn't June, it's September of 1968. We dated in September and in November. And by Christmas, we were madly in love. And January, we was talking about getting married, and we set a date for June 21st. Coming up in June, in 5 more months, we'll be married 54 years, and kept her. She's well worth the keep. Couldn't get another one. She was in the hospital. We didn't say anything about it on Facebook. Keep her in a prayer. She's doing okay, but she was having some chest issues and pain that she thought might be the stents are from the open heart surgery that she's had, just like I had, both of us. And she wound up in the hospital last week for about 4 days doing tests. They did a complete heart cath. They said all their stents were working perfect, nothing, there was no problem. And they about narrowed it down to her esophagus, having muscle spasms in the esophagus or something. And but she's doing right well right now. But I told the guys when they rolled her out of the room, take her down for test, to be careful with her. I couldn't find another one like her. And so, but she's doing good. Keep her in your prayers. She's not sick now. She just cooked me a big supper, and I ate. But she's going to come back here and sing in a week or so, because we got to get back to singing. We fixed to get busy here. Well, let me play another song or two. I talked tonight more than I usually do, but I hadn't talked to y'all in a while anyway. And I love playing this old song. I used to remember watching Vestal Goodman sing this song on stage. What a lovely name. Well, I'll play another one that I have played in 2 or 3 weeks. I'm working on a couple tracks. I just got parts of them done. Hoping in a few weeks to have a few new songs for you, but 54 years in June. We've been through some stuff. I know you have too. We've all seen hard times, good times, not so good times. Actually seen some bad times. Lost family members to tragedy, and been sick. Just a lot of things. But we made it through it. I never thought I'd hit 75 years old, but I've made it to 75. I'm hoping for 76. And but with everything that comes and everything that goes, he said, I'll never leave you, I'll never forsake you, I'll go with you, even to the end of the world. Through every trial, through every tribulation, through every heartache, through every burden, and through it all, I've learned to trust in the Lord. Through it all. Well, I'm glad through it all he'll be with us. All right, folks. We'll get out of here and say good evening. And maybe Linda will sing a little bit this next week, and we'll have a good time trying to learn our songs all over again to be ready. God bless you and have a good week. Stay warm. It is still winter time. They're calling for bad storms and a lot of weather tomorrow. So God bless you. We shall see you soon.